So what are the 5 most dangerous cities in the United States of America? At the end of this list, we're going to do a takeaway. You're going to be sure to listen to that. Very important. All right. There are 5 cities, 5 most dangerous cities. This is sourced from studyfinds.org, and coming in at number 5 is a place called Birmingham, Alabama. Now, when you think of Birmingham, Alabama, what do you think of? What I think of is the Civil Rights Movement. Apparently, there was some bridge in Birmingham, and some people walked across it, and that has become an iconic image seared in the minds of Americans, except I'm not sure it was Birmingham, but I'm pretty sure it was. According to studyfinds.org, the crime rate in Birmingham remains higher than 98% of other communities in the state. Higher than 98%. So I guess it's 98 point something, something, something. And the story goes on to say a little praise for Birmingham. There is something positive about it. It is known for being the founding city of Veterans Day. I did not know that. So it was not known to me, but now it is. So it is known, at least to me and now to you, as being the founding city of Veterans Day. Wonder when that was. What has changed since then? And I'm wondering what makes it so dangerous. Well, according to The Hill, Birmingham has a cost of $11,392 per capita for crime. So this is a very poor city from what I understand. The per capita income is very poor, but the per capita cost per person per capita is, that's pretty high. $11,392. They could save a lot of money just by reducing crime. And you got to wonder as we go through this list, what is it about these 5 cities that they'll have in common? Now you got to keep in mind that that causality and coincidence are not the same thing. So you could have coincidences in all 5 cities, but that doesn't mean that that's the cause of the crime. For example, I think all but one of these cities is in a red state. So are Republicans causing the crime, or is that just coincidental? All of these cities are controlled by Democrats. So does that mean that Democrats are causing the crime? Or is that just coincidence? Is that what we're calling them now? I know for a while we called them teens and something else. I think nowadays we're calling them Democrats. So anyhow, all of these cities are known for the Democrats. Number 4, Detroit. You probably guessed that. In fact, you may as well see if you can guess the other 3. I don't think you can. 2 of them you may be able to, but the third one, I never heard of it before. So, and again, I didn't know that Veterans Day was was originated in Birmingham. So, I learned things. So, according to studyfinds.org, the Motor City may be known for auto manufacturing, kind of like South Korea and Japan. It's also known for its high crime. The crime rate is several times higher than the national average, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. In fact, again, it's number 4. So according to The Hill, again, what does it cost per capita to pay for crime? I guess it's all encompassing law enforcement, court costs, whatever, and it's $9,291. So again, a city with low income per capita but high expense per capita per crime. Number 3, just a reminder, we're going to do a takeaway when we get to the end of this video, so you're going to want to stay with us for that. I'm guessing you guessed this one, St. Louis, Missouri. You have 1 in 50 chance of being targeted by a criminal in the gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. But it doesn't qualify that. I mean, how long do you have to be in St. Louis before you become a statistic? You become one of the 50. I don't know. I was in St. Louis for a couple days. I think I stayed overnight maybe once or twice, and I wasn't one in 50. So does that mean if you live there for a year, you live there for 5 years, it doesn't qualify that. But I think it means if you live there. There's about one chance in 50 you're going to be the victim of crime. But maybe it means if you just drive through, there's a one chance in 50 that you're going to be a victim of crime. And if that be true, then the likelihood of being a victim of crime for those who live there would be much, much higher. But, it doesn't qualify. But we get what they're saying. So that is St. Louis, Missouri, number 3. Number 2, did you guess this one? Memphis, Tennessee. Second most dangerous city in the United States, with a crime rate that is 237% higher than the national average. The most dangerous neighborhoods in Memphis are downtown. I'm familiar with that. Every city has a downtown. Parkway Village, Oak Haven. Never heard of that. I'm guessing it's a housing project, but I don't really know. And Berkeley Highland Heights. Traveling Lifestyle, I guess that's a website, reminds us if visiting Memphis to keep your wits about you. I think I'll just not go to Memphis. Then I don't have to have wits. Memphis is known for the Pink Mansion where Elvis lived. And if Memphis is heaven, then Elvis is still there, assuming he went to heaven and assuming Memphis is heaven. But with a crime rate like that, it's not heaven. Okay, so number 2 is Memphis, and number 1 is a city that I never heard of before, but it's also in Alabama. And it's near Birmingham. It's kind of like not a suburb, but an ex-burb. That's further out than a suburb. And the city's name is Bessemer. Population 28,000. So remember, what was it, St. Louis that had, you had a one chance in 50 of being a victim of crime? Well, in Bessemer, you've got a one chance in 9. City of 27,000. Most dangerous city in the United States, 16 miles south of Birmingham. And according to the New York Post, Bessemer has seen a spike in physical violence, property crime, and motor vehicle theft. And again, it's all those Democrats, So that would be my summation, but, again, correlation, causation, not the same thing. So there's a coincidence that the city's run by Democrats. I don't even know that for sure. I'm just guessing. I just assume that there are Democrats all over the place. Once called the Marvel City due to the rapid growth in its early years, Bessemer is now known as the community with the highest crime rate in the nation, clocking in at 33.18 violent crimes per 1,000 residents. So what do you do in Bessemer? I guess you commit crimes. It seems to be what they're all about. Democrats. Every one of these populated by Democrats. All right, what is our takeaway? Well, our takeaway from this is not all cities are violent. There are some cities that are they're large and they have a lot of people, but they're very nice, lovely places to be. How do we know that? Well, we know it because Tucker Carlson said so. And Tucker Carlson, as you know, would never lie to us. Carlson was in Moscow, and he was visiting the city, and he had this to say. He said the city was much prettier than any city in the United States. Now, that's a bit of a stretch. Has he visited every city in the United States? Probably not, but he's still probably right. But the point is that Moscow is a large city. It has all the strains on it that every city in America has, except it doesn't have Democrats. And still, they managed to make this an amazingly gorgeous city. Now, I think back in the Soviet era, such was not true. And I know that Moscow, their subways had a reputation for violence. Hoodlums would go to the subway and mug people, but nothing like New York City. So Tucker Carlson was in Dubai at the World Government Summit, and I have no idea why they invited him, because I would think he would be anathema to such organizations, but apparently not. But Carlson praised Moscow, calling it shocking and disturbing because it was so much cleaner and safer and aesthetically pleasing compared to cities in the United States. And I reiterate, didn't have any Democrats. He questioned how this transformation occurred because apparently his father was there back in the 1980s in the Soviet era. Carlson also mentioned the cities like Tokyo as a wonderful place to live. Tokyo has, if I remember correctly, a population, if you include, the entire area, 40 million people. That's like a small country, maybe even a medium-sized country. I think it's the largest metro area on the planet. Mexico City may be the largest, but it's close to it, if not first. And it's a wonderful place to live. I mean, you go to Tokyo and you get on the subway, probably crowded, but it's clean. I mean, what would you rather do? Be crammed in like sardines or get beat up like I don't know. An analogy doesn't come to mind. If you can think of something, fill in the blank and put it in the comments. Beat up like rag doll. So Tokyo is a wonderful place to live, and he compared it to the realities of New York City's subway. One place I do not want to go, besides Memphis, St. Louis, Bessemer, and that would be New York City's subway. What is it about New York City's subway that makes it so dangerous? Do you have any idea? The best thing I can come up with is, I think, just has way too many Democrats. That would be my guess. All right, so that is the conclusion, and you let me know what you think. These are the top 5. And you may want to expand the list. Top 10, what city would you put in if you were to add the top 10? And you could tell me in the comments section, do you agree with me that Democrats are the problem, or do you think it's the Republicans? Or is that not causation, it's just a similarity, it's coincidental. It's correlation, not causation. That being controlled by Democrats and being overrun by Democrats has nothing to do with these cities being high crime rate areas. Do you agree with that, or you disagree with that? That's why we have a comment section. So if you want to, be a part of our family, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Very small YouTube channel, just getting started. I think we have probably fewer than 24 subscribers. And maybe that many viewers per video. What that means is when you leave a comment, I can actually read it, and I usually respond to it. So you can comment, and I'll respond to your comment. Time permitting, give this video a thumbs up, share it on social media, and we'll see y'all next time.